The woman who allegedly tried to bribe a juror in the first Feeding Our Future trial last year with a bag full of $120,000 in cash also controlled a company that received at least $1.6 million from other entities involved in the fraud scheme, according to a document unsealed Tuesday by a federal judge. In 2020 and 2021, Afro Produce showed up as a purported food supplier for several companies controlled by individuals who have since pleaded guilty for their roles in the $250 million fraud scheme. Prosecutors alleged dozens of people stole money from a federally funded child nutrition program by submitting grossly inflated claims, according to court records and testimony in this month's trial of Feeding Our Future director Amy Bach and an alleged accomplice, Salim said. Bach has been accused by prosecutors of organizing the pay-for-play scheme, one of the country's largest pandemic-related frauds. Pauline Rose, a forensic accountant with the FBI, testified Tuesday in Bach and Salim's trial that she reviewed the bank records of Afro Produce and could not quantify whether there was any food purchased at all or if these were just fabricated invoices. In a search warrant unveiled Tuesday, FBI agent Kevin Kane said conspirators used Afro Produce to cover their tracks by submitting fake invoices documenting the purchase of food that was never delivered by the St. Paul company, which listed its business address as 2554 Como Avenue. Similar invoices have been the subject of testimony in the trial of Bach and said, with FBI agents showing Afro Produce invoices that claim to document the purchase of hundreds of thousands of dollars of food by companies accused of defrauding the meals program. In the search warrant, Kane noted that Ollie received a series of large checks from Afro Produce in 2021 and 2022. The warrant includes photocopies of 3 checks totaling $40,000 made out to Ollie from Afro Produce. Ollie's attorney, Eric Newmark, said Tuesday that he hadn't seen the search warrant and declined to comment. Ollie also was connected to Gargar Family Services, a Minneapolis nonprofit booted from the meals program in late 2021 by the Minnesota Department of Education after collecting more than $21 million in federal reimbursements for serving 7 million meals. According to the search warrant, Ollie listed Gargar as her employer when she opened a bank account in 2021. The owners of Gargar Family Services haven't been charged with any crimes. The organization asked the Minnesota Court of Appeals to reverse the state's decision, but the court determined the state followed federal rules. Gargar agreed to dissolve last year after an investigation by Attorney General Keith Ellison's office found it violated laws regarding its operations and financial transactions. Ollie pleaded guilty last fall to federal charges and admitted she had pocketed $80,000 given to her by defendants on trial to bribe the juror. The rare incident, the first attempted bribe of a juror in Minnesota in more than 60 years, was condemned by prosecutors as an attack on the justice system and led the judge in the case to sequester jurors for their safety as they deliberated last year. Extra security measures were added to the courtroom as well as in this month's trial. Ollie's next court hearing is Thursday to discuss if she violated conditions of her release after a DWI arrest in February. According to charges filed in Hennepin County District Court, a state patrol trooper stopped Ollie after she rear-ended another car and fled the scene. Her breath test revealed a blood alcohol content of 0.28%.